This is my 1988 322. If any of you guys are familiar with John Deere, 322 was made from 1988 to 1992 when they switched to the 425, 445, 455. This was the only three-cylinder gas garden tractor ever made. It's the Yanmar 3TG66UJ. When I bought this unit about a month ago, it had 844 hours on it. It was a one-owner machine. It's original, as you see it. The powder coat on the panels. Pre-1988, they painted everything. But I believe after 1988, beyond, obviously not the hood, but all the tin fender panels were powder coated. So if you do see flaking on anything later than 88, I do believe that's because of the powder coat. As you can see, this is a pretty clean unit. I was a one-owner farmer. His grandson sold to me. His grandpa passed away, and he had a collection of John Deere tractors, so not many of them saw a ton of hours, but this one was on a 4-way 54-inch blade. This thing has never mowed. It has never done any other job other than push snow. So a few things to mention about the 322. It's rated at 18 horsepower, 34 foot-pounds is the max torque. The three-cylinder is more efficient than the Onan you find in the 318. And this is a 318 with a three-cylinder in it. So this was John Deere's unicorn, as you say. This and the 332 and the 330 were all kind of the unicorns, but this and the 332 were a John Deere 318 with liquid-cooled engines in it and a little different center column. This unit does have dual brakes, so you got your left-right brake, independent brakes, which is nice. You can tell he plowed a lot with it because the brakes are gone for. They're done, worn out. They're fully adjusted. I went through and did all that. I've owned this tractor for about a month. So things I've done to the tractor so far, I drained all the fluids. The oil had gas in it, but from what I have learned and what the grandson told me is this tractor sat for about 13 years. It is all original paint and powder coat. There are some blemishes, as you can see in the frame. There's some rust up on where the blade would have mounted. These had they weren't riveted serial numbers, so this serial number got power washed off, and it looks, I mean, serial number supposed to go right here, but being that it's powder coat, stickers don't love to stick to powder coat, especially when they get hot. Powder coat is very heat resistant. So, but I've traced the engine serial number back, which gave me that this is an 88 model. And it's one of the earlier ones, actually. I want to say it's about the 300th one made. So yeah, they only made these for 4 years. They're really smooth running engines. Probably the coolest small gas engine in a garden tractor, in my opinion. I've been out of the hobby for about 4 years. I've had 318s, 316, a 314. None of my 318s ran. I parted 2 318s out. And then what started it with me was a square fender 110 with a cab and a 37A snowblower and a 42-inch blade. And I always loved the look of the 318. I always wanted a running 318. But you know, there's so many of them out there. So when I found this 322, I kind of batted an eye at it, caught my attention, and it was a steal of a price. Absolute steal. So we can go over it. Like I said, it had 844 hours on it. I took the car about cleaned the carb. There had been gas sitting in there ever since we parked it. Full tank of gas, of course. And now the hour meter reads 9:58. Well, I've only put about 3 hours on this thing. But these 300 series, if they have an hour meter, you leave the key on, that hour meter is going to go up. And unfortunately, my little cousin was in here and he left the key on. So I didn't catch that for about 4 days. So we racked up some hours. But it's about 847 hours. I've taken the rear pan off, the rear fender pan, cleaned everything, and it was pretty clean. Just needed blowing out since it really only saw winter action. But I mean, the frame is in great shape. I got some True Powers for it. Picked those up for $100 on new rims last week. So I plan on getting a 3-point for it. This is gonna be my plow day tractor. It has a seat off an STX 30, 38, it looks like, or an STX series. I need to find the original seat. It did have both lights, but I've had to take this one apart because one of the studs broke off. So that's something I will be replacing as well. So here's the Yanmar 3-cylinder. So it looks like a wired mess in here, and I'm trying to go through it. The farmer definitely did some farmer modifications to it. I'm having a problem finding what's wrong with the lighting, and went through and changed everything. So I'm gonna go through and reharness, go through the wiring and put some braided wire cover on it and everything. But it runs really good, really healthy, no smoke, smooth. The 3-cylinder smooth. I've never ran one. And it's got a lot of power, I will say that. Consider it against my 317, which what I've noticed is the torque. Just pulling around a blade and stuff. And it's smooth, it's real smooth. So I will have a couple more videos coming to the channel since this is my first one, and hopefully we can get our collection back up and going again, and we'll end this video with a little start, and we'll just start it up, and maybe we can get a driving video here next time once we get some stuff. It does have your typical 300 series scream. These 322s are pretty notorious for being cold runners. I haven't started this one today, so they take a little bit to warm up. But this one does have the creep, so I need to go through and adjust the hydro. But you can see it's pretty good. It also didn't have a fender side panel, so I $300 on eBay just to buy one. So you know how that goes. They're different style side panels, in a 332 and a 318. They got this little fin in here so it can suck air through. But like I said, the hood's been beat up. It's probably fixable, but I can get a 318 hood or 300 series hood cheap enough. I'm gonna get some V61s, and then, like I said, I got a 3-point coming for it. So this is gonna make a plow day appearance here in October. So this is a little bit longer than I wanted the video to go, but I can get on and rev it up quick. They do sound pretty cool. I'll give them that. So I'm gonna park this thing away, and thanks for watching. Stay tuned.